Hey, Miss C, how's it going?
Machine. Hey, Joe. Well, they give you a computer and this.
Hey, hey.
She reads the fingerprint. Okay. Which is a much higher. Trying to find where Toya put the attendance survey. I'm trying to look at all the different channels we have. So,
On the Google chat?
Yeah, so I go into the Google. Where I have to go? The Google Drive?
It, is that where she said she put it? Let me see. Yes. So on Google Drive, sorry, not in Google Drive, in the chat, right? So to get to the chat, you go to the inbox. And then so gmail.com. And then on the left, you'll see mail and then you see chat.
I'm in the Google Chat. On the left.
Yeah.
That's what those fingerprints are for. I don't see chat. Different companies. One is,
in the web browser?
A second level where if you're just a tax preparer, I'm looking still at the person that's going to be a teacher.
You're in Gmail?
Yes, I have my Gmail up. My S.O.A.R one. Yes. Oh, I see chat. I'm sorry. Yeah. I see it now.
Far left. Yeah. So when you click chat, you see a bunch of stuff. Then you see spaces at the bottom. Click curriculum.
Okay. So we could get all three of those. Curriculum. What you guys want to do? Gotcha. Hold on, let me skip this. It opened up some notes. All right, curriculum. Okay. All right, I was like all these different chat things. So like I gotta understand and catch up. So
yeah.
Okay, where's the
so she sent it at 4:58. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Change the subject. I love it. Yeah. So
Hey everybody, good evening. Happy Thursday. Welcome to class number 2. Today, fundamentals of entrepreneurship is where we will be picking up. Is everyone hearing me and is everyone seeing my presentation?
I can hear you. I can hear.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to kick off with our pre-test. So we like to do our pre-test to get everyone warmed up and also to track what everyone's picking up in each session. Here's the link in the chat. So you guys could click the link in the chat and you can start going through this. So I will present that. All right.
Good evening, Professor JR. How are you?
Uh-oh, we got the CEO in the building.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so great to see you all in the Zoom room tonight. I just want to remind everyone, for accountability purposes, we want to make sure that you all have your actual names on your profile, or your participant name is appearing on the screen. So if your name is not listed, we have someone named Awesome Taxes. I'm not sure who that is. So if you can, please change your name or identify who you are, because this class is for students only. So we just need to make sure that everyone is accounted for. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Rosie. And I'm also messaging them. Is everyone in the Mentimeter? The link work for everybody? See, I have a few responses. Make sure everyone's in here before I move on. All right. Going on to, oh, you got a few people. All right. All right, going on to the next slide. We have some content to get through. All right, what does P&L stand for? Again, you guys could do your best. This is just to get a level set, right? See where you guys are at right now. We're gonna go over it during the class, and then the last one at the end of class is the one that we really want to see how well you guys are answering, because we will be covering all of this tonight. So we'll talk about the answers towards the end, but this is just go through, put in your best choice, your best educated guess, as they say in school. What is revenue? My headphones aren't working because I wanted to give you guys some background music. If this is giving you feedback, let me know. Checking my status, they knew I was him when I went over static. I'm more efficient when I get a study, and demons they try me, this Bible gets sturdy. I woke up feeling so heavily, I be so flat that I chill in the sky with the birdies. I put on rings on, get the ball, cause they're for the kingdom. Yeah, I put this man all right, get the God, cause I put my wrapping it up. I'm serving in real life, wake up early and almost at the end. What are some characteristics of a successful entrepreneur? So you guys, this one you just type in. So whatever comes to your mind is a characteristic that you feel makes an entrepreneur successful. Go ahead and write some in. No wrong answers here. What are some characteristics that come to mind?
Yeah, they said my T I hit with a cheat sheet, dog hit 100 when I press it. promise you don't really wanna see these bars. Watch out, you might get arrested. Me, my OG used to hoop on Lee Street, dog, till they started moving reckless. I can't verify unless you verify your homie. Please stop asking for my blessing. Until everybody in the street see God, I can't stop until invested. Police out here killing unarmed preteen law. Why they gotta shoot pedestrians? It's too much estrogen. Abusing weapons, they don't do no questioning. Just pew pew pew. Too aggressive, you too excessive. Should've stayed home if you was stressing. Just another RP in the group. Messages out of bounds back from a few deficits.
Loving these answers.
It's evident you don't play your part. Then we
gather on it.
Cause you know the light and dark don't do. Togetherness told the old me to get a new. Residents keep the family close on do. Pessimists lead the beach, slaughter out and seen the deep water.
All right. And last question. What is the value proposition canvas? Or what is a value proposition canvas?
Women circle sending blurry vision, serving sentences, the serpent hissing, listen, Percocets and purses, purpose missing. If you hurt conviction, but you out here doing it, and that's what you want, don't hit my phone, cause I don't want nothing to do with it. 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 Rumble young man, the jungle will humble you. If you come in, can't get comfortable, dog. It's a cold world coming to dump at you. If you fumble, then they come and applaud. Seen the graveyard, guzzle the gullible. Watch the mother put the son in the bars. Gotta pray hard, trouble too colorful. I ain't bluffing, I've been running the guard early in the morning. And I still got little homies hopping fences, ducking charges. It's more eulogies than opportunities.
All right, all right. Thank you everyone for participating. I believe that will conclude the end of our Mentimeter. All right, so at the end of the class, we will do one more after you've all consumed some information. All right. All right, so day 2, fundamentals of entrepreneurship. I always like to throw in an entrepreneur. And throughout the slides, you'll see different ones. So Madam C.J. Walker, has anyone heard of her or heard about her story or anything? If you have, you could raise your hand, or Shania has, Athos has. Okay. Shania, what's one thing you would share with the group about Madam C.J. Walker? What do you remember about her?
I remember she had a beauty brand of hair products for black women of women of color, because at that time period people were using hair products that were not made for their hair type, and it was causing problems with their hair. So she made a formula in her bathtub, which resulted in helping with her hair grow.
Awesome. You got the whole story. Thank you for sharing. I think I saw Netflix. I think it was on Netflix. They have a documentary on her, like a modern one, or a recent one. So you guys haven't seen that. For anyone here that hasn't seen that, that's something to check out. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, so this is a quote from her. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them, right? So that is kind of like the spirit of an entrepreneur, right? Like, you got to make your own opportunities. And sometimes people become entrepreneurs not because they want to. Sometimes it's because they had to, right? They had no other choice but to make their own way. All right, so let's review. So in our first class, we talked about the goods producing sector, right? Includes all businesses that produce tangible goods. Did anyone have any questions around that? Goods producing and service producing sectors. Did that make sense so far?
I have a question.
Sure.
What does tangible goods mean?
Something you can hold and walk away with. So like a farmer that's running a farm, right? You're going to leave that farm with some farm products. And they're the ones that made it. Not that they bought it from somewhere and they're reselling it to you, but they actually made it. You're walking away with something.
Thanks.
No problem. Cool. All right. And then small business versus big business. So we talked about the one definition of like what makes a small business, what makes a big business, or how do you separate it? So who remembers one of the ways the Small Business Administration defines that or identifies a large business?
The business has to have over 500 employees.
Yes, that is one. And Winifred, you raised your hand. Did you have the other one? The other stat?
No.
They should have like over like 7 million.
Yes. So 7 million in revenue, right? So if you cross either one of those thresholds, you are no longer considered a small business, right? So it's either or. So if you have more than 500 employees, you are doing an amazing job and your business is no longer small. Or if you're making over $7 million in total business volume, that's how much money your business made, then you are no longer small, right? I think that's fair. Now, you might find some slightly different responses. I think Miss Rosie, we were talking and there's some other variations, but from a high level, it's like, yeah, you have a lot of employees or you're making a lot of money, you're not small anymore. And one of the reasons that they make some of those classifications is for things like grants, right? So there's special grants for smaller businesses and programs to help smaller businesses. And larger businesses don't qualify for those same programs. All right. So we spoke about some steps in getting started with your business. We wrote down a business idea, and we talked about the vision statement, the mission statement, and we started on the business model canvas. Any questions with these items? Vision.
I have a question on the business model canvas. I did the vision statement and the mission statement. I just want to know how to do a business model canvas.
Good question.
Because I haven't started on that yet.
Gotcha. Were you able to get into the Google Classroom?
Yes.
Okay. In the Google Classroom, if you look under the section for fundamentals of business, there is the business model canvas. You click on that. There's a PDF you could download, but there's also a website link on the right.
Mm-hmm.
That website is what you're going to use to follow. So it walks you through step by step
on how to do it.
Yeah. So it gives you an example. So they give the example of Zara retail, and they show you how they would fill out each segment, and you could follow that example.
Okay.
And then also at the bottom, they even have more examples. So I think they have Netflix and some other ones on the bottom too. So so they have Netflix on the bottom. So basically use that website. You could look at it and write. So I give that as kind of like a homework assignment because, as you can see, there's a couple steps. So you can utilize the website. But if you have any questions along the way, definitely feel free to email us and we could clarify anything that maybe if the website didn't cover.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. So, all right, I'm gonna move on if no one else has any questions. All right. Okay, so I did want to actually, since we're here in the review portion, so the vision statement, right? It's what your small business looks like in an ideal situation. What would your company be doing if it were operating in an industry with no risks or no challenges, right? So the vision statement is really meant to be very like what people might call it's a term, is it blue skies, right? The happy path. Like if there's nothing that stops you, what would your business actually be accomplishing in the world? That's your vision statement, right? So it's more of a really, 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 really high level goal or inspiration that you want your business to aspire to impact, right? Again, Amazon, they're like, our vision is to be Earth's most customer centric company, right? Very, very high level, blue sky. And the mission statement, similar, but it's more specific, right? It has more specific details on the actions that your business is going to be taking, right? So CVS Health, helping people on their path to better health. Still a little bit general, but okay. They're CVS Health. Warby Parker makes designer glasses, and their mission statement is very literal: to offer designer eyewear at a revolutionary price while leading the way for social conscious businesses. So very literal and specific is your mission statement. All right. So I always like to show this video because this is a good kind of reference point in thinking about how you talk about your business to others, right? It's great to have a vision statement and a mission statement and do the business model canvas and all these things. But when you first meet someone and you're just telling them about your business, maybe you don't have time to walk them through all of your content, right? So you're going to need to craft what's called an elevator pitch. And an elevator pitch is meant to be something that people can hear in usually, under a minute, right? So you're talking for less than a minute and they get an understanding of your business and your purpose, right? So I'm only going to play a few minutes of this video, but we'll talk about it. We'll take some notes. And actually, I meant to add this video link also to the Google Class. I'll do that now before it escapes my mind again. I'll at least start adding it in here. But yeah, the goal is to take a listen and we'll talk about it. So when I started, let me know if you're hearing everything or if it's silent because I don't have my headphones. All right, and I'll circle back to that.
How do you explain when things don't go as we assume? Or better, how do you explain when others are able to achieve things that seem to defy all of the assumptions? For example, why is Apple so innovative? Year after year after year after year, they're more innovative than all their competition. And yet they're just a computer company. They're just like everyone else. They have the same access to the same talent, the same agencies, the same consultants, the same media. Then why is it that they seem to have something different? Why is it that Martin Luther King led the civil rights movement? He wasn't the only man who suffered in a pre-civil rights America, and he certainly wasn't the only great orator of the day. Why him? And why is it that the Wright brothers were able to figure out controlled powered manned flight when there were certainly other teams who were better qualified, better funded, and they didn't achieve powered manned flight, and the Wright brothers beat them to it? There's something else at play here. About 3.5 years ago, I made a discovery, and this discovery profoundly changed my view on how I thought the world worked, and it even profoundly changed the way in which I operate in it. As it turns out, There's a pattern. As it turns out, all the great and inspiring leaders and organizations in the world, whether it's Apple or Martin Luther King or the Wright brothers, they all think, act, and communicate the exact same way, and it's the complete opposite to everyone else. All I did was codify it. And it's probably the world's simplest idea. I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right?
All right. So I'm going to add this in the chat. In the class as well. Athos, you have your hands raised. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that now I'm remembering that I once watched this video for a history class because this guy really goes over like the structure of how you want to explain things, and we were supposed to like make an argumentative essay, and I thought like how it's really cool that you can like use this for everything, honestly, like businesses, essays, arguments.
Same video?
Yeah, it's the same video. I only now am I remembering it. It's literally the same video.
Any other thoughts? What are some takeaways you guys have from the videos? From this one specifically.
Can I go first?
Sure.
I really like how he explained that like a lot of businesses, they work from the outside in. Like they start saying what they do, how they do it, but like only the really great businesses, they tell why they do it. I remember studying like businesses before, and like some tutors, some mentors, they said that really great businesses, they have like a story. Like what people buy is not the product, it's the story behind it, right? It's like the people, it's the connections, etc. It's not the product itself, it's like everything else.
Yes, very true. Great observations. Great observations. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else have some thoughts on the video that you took away?
I like the way how he explained the what, the how, and the why, and like in like a lot like he said, it basically a lot of businesses, they say what
they were gonna do, how they were gonna do it, and why they do what they do. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things that's like it's a simple thought, but
Mm-hmm.
they didn't close the door. But very, very powerful, right? A lot of times as people or businesses, we tend to follow what's currently the normal, right? And this is kind
Right.
of highlighting something. So
Mm-hmm.
awesome. Yeah. So I feel that's, this video I always show and I say when you think about your elevator pitch, definitely, think on this, right? Because
Uh-huh.
sometimes the why is funny,
Yeah.
not funny, fuzzy is what I meant to say. Sometimes the why is fuzzy.
Mhm.
So when you can have a clear why, then you will connect with your initial target audience a lot quicker. And now they
Mm-hmm.
feel connected to your business mission, which is going to
Right.
be a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say one thing?
Sure.
I like how you said that every business, like well, successful businesses have like a purpose behind their business. So I was gonna take away.
Yeah. Yeah. And when he said that, like I started thinking about it and I'm like, that's true. Like they all have some kind of story or something going on. And yeah. Anyone else?
Like maybe the story could behind the business could be the history behind it. Could be like maybe like maybe the history behind a business could be like it's a family owned business, type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely some examples are definitely that. And even when, depending on the neighborhood you're in, sometimes we have family owned businesses that's been there for generations. And,
Right.
it's enduring. So it's like, oh, we do this to keep the legacy alive or the memory.
Right.
Yeah. Some boxes of like specific companies that like make cookies or like a specific like dairy product, they usually like have on the back like, oh, we go back like 100 years. It started like in Brooklyn or in Manhattan. It's like a common thing.
Right. That's a good point too. Depending on the brand and stuff, they definitely try to lean on that history to say like, yeah, we've been here for a while. We're not new. But then on the other side, people do lean into the newness, right? They just use different
Mhm.
words. They'll say like breakthrough or innovative or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Or or they might or they might uh or they might say, oh, we started back in 1821 or back in 1800s type thing.
right, right. Okay. Thank you all. Oh, and again. All right. So entrepreneur, right? If you kind of like look in the dictionary, the dictionary will say a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. So this is basically what sets apart an entrepreneur from a business leader or even a manager or CEO, right? When what's some of the differences in your minds when you hear entrepreneur versus, let's say, a business manager? And they could be one and the same, but I'm thinking specifically of like someone that was hired to manage a business versus someone that started the business. What are some differences in those two experiences?
The business manager is just an employee, while the entrepreneur is the one who formulated all the um roles and everything that goes into it.
Right, right. It's kind of easy, right, to step into a business that's already running and and figure and manage a part of it, right, or all of it, versus starting a business from scratch. That is a whole different story. And it also depends on the scale of the business you're trying to start. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Miss C, pretty much like almost every board member has started some kind of business and, operating at different levels.
Yeah, if not one, it's two or more. We'll put our hand in. Yes, we have tried different businesses, and it's not the same. You think it's so easy if you have your own time, but to manage your own time more and stay on task, you really have to commit to that and have the discipline to do so.
Yes, yes. So it's definitely a grind, right? So it helps when you're passionate about it, passionate about what you're doing. Well, and I forgot to ask, you guys all know Oprah, right? We all know Oprah? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes.
All right. So, who can tell me just a little bit about Oprah's history? Like where did Oprah start? What was her first I guess claim to fame?
She had a TV show and she would interview loads of different celebrities and things like that.
Yes, yes. So she took her presence there and then she went on to start her own production company and other things from there. I mean, the success of Oprah from her show was like when I look back at it, I'm like, I was a little kid. I'm like, but people were, if the Oprah said this is a good book, everybody bought the book. Everybody bought the book. Oprah said it's a good book, so we're all buying it, right? So that is kind of, and I put this example because that is like a very fortunate experience to be in to then start a business, right? Whereas this next gentleman, Damon John, who here knows Damon John? If you don't know Damon John, put a D in the chat. If you do not know who this is. All right. So I think that's everyone. So
they might not know him. It's like they might not know him.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. I'm aware you all are in high school, so it's just a question to make sure. So Damon John, I guess, is when I was a kid, he was already starting his business and everything. So he founded a company with a group of friends, right? And the company is called FUBU, fashion company. And to do it, they were in his mother's basement, I believe. And they were buying the sewing machines, buying the materials. They were figuring out, how do we make, a t-shirt, or, how do we make jeans and hats? How do we print on them, right? And put our words on them and so FUBU started in the 90s and they literally grinded. They were in the streets selling the clothes and trying to make a profit. And eventually what helped them was some rappers took notice. LL Cool J was one of their initial sponsors, right? So sometimes getting someone that has a bigger audience than you is definitely going to help you get your business noticed, right? So once the hip hop artists started to wear FUBU, then they got onto something huge. Right now, the kids of the day seeing the rappers wear FUBU were into it. But also, I remember their messaging very clearly. So FUBU, FUBU, stands for us, by us, right? So as a young Black kid in Queens, New York, I'm like, that's cool. Like some Black folks make some clothes that's for us, by us. And we all felt kind of like motivated and inspired by it. It's like, oh, there's a clothing line that, is made by us and for us. So that's the story of Damon John. And he was like leading on the business side, and they went on to make a lot of money. So Damon John is now a multimillionaire, and he's also one of the main hosts on a show called Shark Tank. So if you ever want to check out business pitches in action on YouTube, look up Shark Tank and you'll see tons and tons of examples of people giving their elevator pitch, right? So you could literally watch that and kind of get some ideas in your head around what made a good elevator pitch, what made an okay elevator pitch, which ones didn't work out so well. I guess word of caution, Shark Tank, this TV series, clearly they usually put the good elevator pitches on the show, right? So most of them are going to be good, but maybe you could find some bloopers or something where maybe they didn't do a great job. But yeah, so for me, persistence is key. Throughout the story of Fubu, they were persistent. They kept grinding. They kept getting up every day to say, we're going to figure out a way to make our clothing line successful. Eventually, Fubu became they got picked up by nationwide retail stores like Macy's, JCPenney, different ones. They were in every mall you could find. So they found success through really, 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 really working hard and grinding. So any entrepreneurs that you guys are inspired by? Like anyone on the top of your minds? You can drop it in the chat or come off mute.
I think his name is Gabriel Reyes. He's on YouTube.
Okay. He's a YouTuber?
Yeah. I forget if that's like the name of his channel though, but I know that his real name is Gabriel Reyes.
Okay.
I think it's called like the Reyes Show or something. He
Gotcha.
basically just like does lots of side hustles and things.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting how technology brings new career opportunities to light. Before the YouTube platform, of course, there could be no such thing as a YouTuber, right? But because there's the YouTube platform, you can literally make a living from doing that if you're able to do it well. And this is open to anyone, but Athos, if you wanted to answer, you could too. But what do you think makes a great influencer or YouTuber? Like what do you think are some of the things that make them successful?
Sorry.
No, sorry. It's okay. I'll probably say the impact they have and their dedication they have.
Yeah, impact and dedication, definitely, right? Because it's dedication is key, right? Because when you start, you have 0 followers, so you got to be dedicated to really grind and build that up. Athos?
I think it's relatability and like you becoming like an idol per se. Like if people watch you because they either want to be like you or they want to like follow you, they want to know what you do,
Mm-hmm.
It's about like you become like a
Relatability,
character, I guess.
character. Yeah, so the I mean what another thing I think about is the fact that they're giving you something, whoever their audience is, just saying you in general, they're giving you something that you're looking for, right? And as a general business principle, we call this solving for your customers' needs, right? So I would underline that, right? Like, so while the need might be like what parents might say or adults might say is a real need, or it might be a want, but either way, you're coming there and you're getting what you need from them. Maybe you need to laugh. Maybe you need to see something that's silly in the moment, right? Maybe you're into cars and they're talking about cars all the time. Maybe you're into fashion and they're talking about fashion. So, but that's an interesting thing, the influencer model as well. Any other entrepreneurs? Anyone else want to drop a name?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. It's funny you said that. So in this original slide deck, I had Jay-Z in here. I took him out because I tweaked some things. But what are some of the entrepreneurial ventures you would mention from Jay-Z?
versatile and fresh and new.
And any particular businesses are top of mind for you?
Not right now.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'd probably say my granddad though. I would use my granddad as a good example.
Awesome. What kind of business did he do?
He used to own a restaurant, a store, an ice cream truck type thing. Really, I know he doesn't own those kind of businesses anymore, but I'm just using that as an example because I see that as an inspiration to want to own my own business myself, type thing. Because you know, I think it's pretty interesting to know that my granddad once owned a business. And I think I'm proud of my granddad for doing that because he really did something that he liked to do, and it's making food for others, and giving people food is considered hospitality. So, yeah. So, yeah, honestly, that would give me some inspiration to want to get into the food industry and cook food for others.
Yeah, awesome. That is a great inspiration. And on the topic of food, that is my favorite type of business because I like to eat.
Yeah, me too.
I will travel the world just to taste different foods. And that is something that if I do get the chance, I do want to do. I want to go to Thailand to taste Thai food in Thailand. I want to go to Africa to taste, West African food in West Africa, so.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, and go to Mexico to have Mexican food in Mexico. So
yeah,
there's a long list.
Good. Sounds good to me.
All right. So, all right. Thank you all for participating. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break because after the break, we are going to jump into some entrepreneurial tools, right? So by the end of tonight, we're going to go over two what I call foundational tools for entrepreneurs, and we're going to talk about some business terms to get you guys warmed up to the language of business and entrepreneurship. So we'll take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 7:19 now, so we'll come back at 7:29. All right. So see you all in 10 minutes.
Dripping from the faucet, murder in the street, murder in the beat, murder for the week. If it ain't about G.O.D., I don't want nothing to do with it. 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 Covered in the blood, whole lot of red demons coming for my head, but I treat it like a flag. You can't tell me I ain't blessed. No. I ain't need a private jet. Tell me I'm a lag. No.
Heard they wanna cancel me, dog. I could care less.
No. Saying only God could judge me, but I be stressed. No.
Can't tell me that I ain't really blessed.
No. Yeah. Quit asking me for J. Cole beats, you not J. Cole. I'm running the plays like a coach. I'm holding a fish in the back of the yacht, gotta pose. I gotta go like a Moses. Where you go, they bury you. I had to bring you some roses. I couldn't leave, the game is too boring, it's true. The God that went around me, I'ma need a few. I had 12 behind me, what would Jesus do? Hey. They calling that standing on business and say I won't pop if I can't do the gimmicks and say I'm too Christian to go on the image. Covered in the blood, whole lot of red demons coming for my head, but I treat it like a flag. You can't tell me I ain't blessed. No. I ain't need a private jet. Tell me I'm a lag. No.
Heard they wanna cancel me, dog. I could care less.
No. Saying only God could judge me, but I be stressed. No.
Can't tell me that I ain't really dead. Talking like my nervous mental took off like a missile. When God told me go sick on me, pulling the strings like a fiddle. It's nothing but dogs in my kennel. We go get the chicken and chew through the gristle. I'm covered in grace like a Thanksgiving dinner. My verses is cold as Canadian winter. If I kill the beat, do that make me a sinner? Thou shalt not let their opinions offend you. Minded the vigilante, I ain't worried about villains that's getting at me. They just squares, the one making Krabby Patties. I just pray for the kids like a baby daddy. Yeah, I'm standing on glory, Yeshua the ruler, and Yahweh the Father. I ain't even bothered. I came in with none, I'm leaving with something. And Marty, he threw me the oop, I'ma dunk it, let's run it.
Covered in the blood, whole lot of red demons coming for my head, but I treat it like a flag. You can't tell me I ain't blessed. No. I ain't need a private jet. Tell me I'm a lag. No.
Heard they wanna cancel me, dog. I could care less.
No. Saying only God could judge me, but I be stressed. No.
Can't tell me that I ain't really blessed.
No.
Hallelujah, oh Lord. One from it go when they bored. We ain't supposed to be here, pop a cork. God did it, flexing, yeah, of course. Made it out the bottom, of course. I ain't gotta worry about a thing anymore. I just, yeah, of course. With a crown of thorns, feeling like a king, yeah, of course. Made it out the bottom, of course. I ain't gotta worry about a thing anymore. I just, yeah, of course, with a crown of thorns, feeling like a king, yeah, of course.
Yeah, young little hitter like a maestro. Ain't been anywhere that I can't go. Shawty tell me I'm a star, told her I don't need a gas. What I really, really need is good credit in the bag. Mama saw me sign a deal, I told her there go. Now I'm waking up and lost on a wood floor. On my pride, I'm Mufasa, flex boy out of. God said he got it, so I stressed not about it. I just, I'm a tired hitter, yeah, I really do. People coming for the squad, get a coffin in the news. Been a king from a king, so my rings got a ring. Now my chains got a gleam, now my soul's been a beam. Well, of course, how you gotta drive with that power, need a horse. Young run like a demigod with a force. I've been feeling charged cause I'm plugged in the source. Playing from the end, I win, yeah, of course.
Hallelujah, oh Lord. One from it go when they bored. We ain't supposed to be here, pop a cork. God did it, flexing, yeah, of course. Made it out the bottom, of course. I ain't gotta worry about a thing anymore. I just, yeah, of course. With a crown of thorns, feeling like a king, yeah, of course. Made it out the bottom, of course. I ain't gotta worry about a thing anymore. I just, yeah, of course. With a crown of thorns, feeling like a king, yeah, of course.
Okay, let me give y'all a new style to run with, new ideas to bite, new way to surf on. Please prepare the throne. Mr. Minor is home, and I'm done putting y'all on. Get Doc on the phone. Watch my moves with binoculars to duplicate it, but they don't see the big picture, so they can't trace it. I can teach you how to hustle and then finesse it, but have my cheese and my bread quick, make it deep dish. It's never been about the money for me. It's always been about the kingdom, dummy. I've been talking to the sun, he said the future's sunny. Got a lot of haters, but my mama love me. I'm an artist, but more close to a trapper, cause I operate outside of the rules. You can't catch us. A lot of people talk, but they full of the stuff and pampers. Try not to hit the button like Trump and knew me a rapper, of course.
Hallelujah, oh Lord. One from it go when they bored. We ain't supposed to be here, pop a cork. God did it, flexing, yeah, of course. Made it out the bottom, of course. I ain't gotta worry about a thing anymore. I just, yeah, of course. With a crown of thorns, feeling like a king, yeah, of course. Made it out the bottom, of course. I ain't gotta worry about a thing anymore. I just, yeah, of course. With a crown of thorns, feeling like a king, yeah, of course.
Until they went real hard. Oh, until they went
Until they wet real hard. I was supposed to have it all by 25. Been figured out the call that's been on my life. Big pimpin', I'm the boy with the fly wife. 6 figures just to ball in a high rise. Big boss dog, what's a 9 to 5? Whip flossed up, where do I sign? Name your favorite fine wine, baby, I'm buying. Every place I'm flying, all over your timeline. Losing ground, focus on my sky miles. Only thing flying is the time, huh? Man. 25 turned to 35 and taught me releasing hella classics ain't a sturdy job. If they don't see my worth, is you still a worthy God? If I knew it wouldn't work out, would I still work this hard? Until they went real hard. Memories of my dreams rolling down my cheek, I taste them, so it's salt every time I speak. I'm wasting all these thoughts trying to find my peak. I'm chasing windy nightmares down my street. I'm Jason. When did nightmares climb out my sleep and place themselves in my face to replace themselves? I'd hate to sell you pipe dreams, rather be blunt. All my searching for worth and working was a fallacy, huh? The cookie crumbled and silly me, I got mad at the crumbs. Anything to deflect from the fact I'm mad at the sun. That's arrogant, huh? To think that he'd be bad at his job or planning results. Wished I lived in a mansion or something. God, I work real hard. Until they wet real hard. Yeah. Until they wet real hard. For being proud of that success. He made the heavens and the earth. He told the dirt to breathe, then he gave it work until the 7th. Then he rested, but I'm restless, steady wrestling. Triple H, holy, holy, holy. Work was best when it wasn't so attached to identity. The portrait, the Trinity, ain't corporate. We portents, not a spirit. I'm tired of feeling. If I don't get it, this girl world stops spinning. The clock ticking. I'm working to death. I'm clocked out. I'm shooting shots, got boxed out. You pop mouth, he cursed ground. You dig it, don't you? You feel naked without success. Too many figs to flaunt you. Won't take it when you go. This ghost money haunts you. Until they wet this ghost money haunts you. Ghost money haunts you. Until they wet real hard. For being proud of their success. Until they wet real hard. Means everything to me. And did the very best. Chasing ghosts, ghosts, ghosts. Want me to change for what? I'm still the same, so what? Y'all chasing fame. His name go up.
Am I late?
Who's that?
I just asked if I was late.
Oh, no, I just got back.
No, okay.
Okay. Did we get everybody back? I think so. 15 folks. Welcome back, everyone. All right, so last class we touched on the business model canvas. Today we are going to touch on another model canvas. So these are frameworks. The goal is to introduce these frameworks to you so that you can have some tools. So literally wrong page here. Wait. Oh, my page. Here we go. So the next framework we're going to talk about is the value proposition canvas. So I'm a very visual person again, so these things kind of help me get my thoughts out of my head and onto paper. So the idea here is you will fill in the information in each quadrant, right? You have the customer side on the right and the product or servicer side on the left. So on the right, you will literally think about the customer, right? So based on your service, you will be fulfilling their needs. So for the customer side, you put like, what are their jobs, right? So an example, let's say we use McDonald's as an example, or any food store. The customer's job is to select the menu item, right? Let you know Oh, got a few people coming in here. Welcome back. We're just talking about the value proposition canvas. And, okay. So on the right side, you have the customer, right? So you would fill out the three quadrants. What are their jobs? So in a fast food environment, or any food environment, choose what they want to eat. They should pay for their food, right? Get something to drink, right? They might tell you how they want their food depending on your type of food business. Like if I order steak, they always or burger, they say, "How do you want your burger?" Right? Those are their jobs, right? Gains would be for a food business would be the food tastes great. If it's a fast food business, I got my food quickly. If it's a service-based food business, like a sit-down restaurant, right? And that's the goal. The gain might be the environment. It was nice and quiet. It looked nice, smelled nice. Some pains might be. What are some pains? I'll let you guys jump in here. So, kind of got the idea. I gave some gains. What would be some pains in a food business for a customer?
The customers not liking the food.
Yes, they didn't like the food. Some other pains for a customer in a food establishment.
Being out of stock on a certain item.
Out of stock. Is that the worst? You went in there, he was ready. I was ready for that beef patty cocoa bread, and you tell me you got no cocoa bread.
The ice cream machine being broken every single time.
That is McDonald's. It's not a real McDonald's if the ice cream machine works. Something's wrong working. No McFlurries today. Yeah, and there's one more I'm looking for. What's another pain point in a food establishment for customers?
I was thinking like either food poisoning or like lawsuits, like health issues that the food caused.
That is definitely worst case scenario. Yeah. But time sometimes, right? A long wait, right? That a lot of times translates into food places like, man, when are we getting our food? Or some places, when are we getting in to get to start this process? Ms. Rosie put unsanitary. Yeah. I've seen some things.
Or the food comes out not tasting like it's worth the wait at all.
Yes. Disappointing. So great. So that's the thought process. We are coming out cold. Yes, Miss C. I hate cold fries and burgers. Why was it sitting there? All right. So that's the mindset you want to get into when you fill out this canvas. Literally think of things from the customer standpoint, and then on the left side, now it's like you're the provider or the product. You're the product creator or the service creator, right? So you would list out in one quadrant, what are your products and services for your business, right? Sticking with the food example, products and services might be, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and drinks, lemonade, water, soda, chips, right? So those will all be listed in my products. And then my gains should align with the customer gains, right? So if the customer's gains, if you listed customers' gains as, good environment, fast, great tasting food, then your gains should speak to that, right? So for a food service, it might be, I don't know, family recipe or, something that, or a list of things that speaks towards that. And it could be simple things like, thinking about like favorite food items. So if I'm sticking with this Mexican theme, I'd be like authentic Mexican recipe, right? Versus something that people will come in for. And I'm saying I'm serving Mexican food, but it's just weird, right? Pain relievers should basically alleviate what we listed in the pain portion. So we listed the food coming out cold, unsanitary or like, long wait. So your pain relievers should speak to that, right? Well staffed, knowledgeable staff, because a lot of, if we're sticking with the food industry example, a lot of the bad experiences can come from poor staffing, not having enough people or people that know what they're doing. So you want to have good trained people, quality staff, yep, fast quality service, good ingredients, and things of that nature. We kind of get the idea behind the value proposition, how you would fill it in. And again, in Google Classroom, I do have this website link in there. And it is also a full walkthrough on value proposition canvas, how you use it and everything like that. So specifically, one thing that I wanted to cover too is, the value proposition canvas is a framework. And I saw that some of you clicked on that in the Minty Reader. So it is a framework which helps to ensure the product or service is aligned with the customer values and needs, right? It's all about aligning the customer values and needs. That's the purpose of this canvas. And it should be a North Star for you. There should be something that you're constantly looking at and improving, right? It's not something that as a business owner, you would do one time and be like, I'm good, right? Because you're going to learn things, right? Maybe you started something and people gave you feedback. Hopefully they give you feedback. You ask for feedback and then you come in and you tweak your value proposition. You say, all right, they didn't really like that thing, or I thought this was a great idea for them, but no one really noticed it. Right? So you will always tweak your value proposition canvas and use that. All right. All right. All right. Characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. So you guys did fill some out in the Mentimeter. So I'm just gonna go over some here and we could talk about them. These are like what I've come up with as characteristics, and also looking across different resources as like how successful business leaders and founders have described or listed out the characteristics they felt makes a successful entrepreneur. So creativity is one thing, right? Passionate, right? Motivated. So for every three, I'll pause. Out of these first three, does anyone have identify with them? Like, do you feel like this is you? Are you creative, or you're a passionate person? Are you passionate about everything you get into? Are you self-motivated?
I feel like I'm more of a creative person. Like thoughts and ideas come really quick to me, and sometimes it's hard like keeping like everything in the same box, if that makes sense. Like I get an idea after another. It's kind of hard to like keep track or um dig deeper, into like one like train of thought.
Yeah, stay on track. Yeah. And that is always the problem over creative. I am with you. I am a creative. And sometimes my wife is like, oh, now you want to do this, but last month you were all about this other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, there's, using these tools, right? The business model canvas, the value proposition canvas will help with some of that, right? While you have the creative juices flowing, fill these things out. And even if you put it to the side and then you come back to it later. But these tools do help all of us to get our ideas out and keep a record of things. Optimistic, future orientated, persuasive. Anyone want to talk on these first six? Anything jump out at you?
Yeah, I'm very optimistic and a lot of things, but I'm also future oriented, meaning focused on the future.
Yeah.
Sense.
I find it interesting, like the persuasive part is something that I don't know. I feel like less people have persuasiveness as a strength. What do you guys think?
I mean, when I think of entrepreneurs, I don't really think of like sociable people per se. Like the story in my head that I built is that like entrepreneurs are like solitary people, like created everything from their garage and stuff. So like they only need to like actually socialize with other people and networking and stuff only when like they were bigger. Like everything just feels so like confined in my mind, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so like entrepreneur could be anyone with any kind of personality. I feel like what you're speaking to is more so like a builder, an inventor, right? Creators, like
Right.
because they tend to be so much in their heads, getting their ideas and then tinkering and figure, right? So like Steve Jobs and starting Apple and Jeff Bezos and starting Amazon and Bill Gates, right? They all started in relatively humble, but um, environments where they were building. Miss C put accountant and scientist. Um, so yeah, so these are all just characteristics that it's like you might identify with some of these as like your core strengths. Does someone have something to add?
Uh, I'm thinking. And I think another characteristic of a successful entrepreneur can be like they're very hardworking type thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because motivation leads into that.
And
So
it might tend, and then, and I think they could be like very outgoing, and they may be like kind of like kind of like exploring and want to try new things type thing.
yeah, absolutely. So my thought here and how I kind of summarize this slide is to say some of these are going to be your strengths and some of these are going to be your weaknesses, right? Some of us are not as adventurous or not as creative and not as optimistic. But lean into your strengths and work on the things that are opportunities for you. And then another thought, my second thought on this is a lot of times people will partner with somebody that has the opposite characteristics and they work together, right? So Athos, you might be tinkering and quiet while you might partner with Shania and she's the one that's doing the outreach and the marketing and telling people about this great new business, right? So partnering
Right.
is something that um I can't think of an entrepreneur off the top of my head that like did it by themselves. It's like at some point someone came alongside them. It's just a matter of if they gave them credit or not. But
Yeah, I don't believe in like self-made. Like I don't think that's like I think that's a myth, like
exactly.
being self-made.
They got help to overcome some kind of weakness or opportunity somewhere. Samantha put, I feel like an entrepreneur should also be charismatic as they'll have to talk to people and go to social events. People are more likely to trust someone with this trait also. Yeah, I mean, it's again, there's many ways to come forward, but charisma can be a great thing. And if that's not you, then you might want to partner with somebody, or we can all work on it, right? There's a there is a organization called Toastmasters where the purpose of it is to help everyone overcome public speaking. Like if you have a fear of public speaking and help you improve your skill set and become a great public speaker. Or so there's definitely ways to do that. But yeah, I just like to share this so you guys could think about it, reflect on it, see what applies to you and what you might want to focus on working on, right? As entrepreneurs, you also, you're always improving, right? All right. So for the final section, P&L, right? So a good amount of you actually got this question right. So P&L stands for profit and loss statement. Who has seen a profit and loss statement before? All right. I did not either before before like I took business school. So all right. So a profit and loss statement is the foundational or is a foundational document or ledger that a business uses to literally track, are they profitable or are they losing money? Right. And this is something that an entrepreneur needs to do all the time. Every decision you make for your business, if there's a financial impact, you want to record that. You want to reflect on how this is going to impact your profits. Right. So the profit and loss statement typically has a few standard sections. Depending on your business, they might be more categories, but typically every profit and loss statement has revenue, right? Revenue is the total amount of money that your business is making. So that means this is before you take out anything else. So if you sold $1,000 worth of t-shirts, that's your revenue, right? That's your revenue. Over the course of a year, you sold $100,000 worth of t-shirts, that's your yearly revenue, right? So that's total amount of money the business is making. Cost of goods sold. And we're going to go deeper into this in the advanced cohort. So this is just to kind of give you guys an idea and get your brains going about it, and you'll hear these terms. Cost of goods sold is the cost of making your product, right? So if your business is making a product, how much does it cost to make that product, right? So going back to the food business, cost of goods is ingredients, right? You have to get salt and pepper, and you're not getting a little can, you're getting a big old container of these things. You're getting bread, you're getting lettuce, right? So when you add all of these things goes into cost of goods. Labor, right? If you are not doing it yourself and you're hiring people, how much does that labor cost, right? So anything that goes under making the product is considered a cost of goods. Expenses, right? Expenses, indirect costs you incur to run the business. So an expense would be something like if you're getting a food truck, let's say, for your food business, you had to pay for that food truck. You have to lease it or buy the food truck. You're paying for gas. Maybe you're paying for parking. You're paying for licenses to be in certain places. If you're not in a food truck, maybe you're getting a lease and you're doing the restaurant thing. You're paying for a building. So all of those things and more go under expenses. Net profit. So the net profit, sorry, go ahead, Athos. You have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to know like the exact differences between expenses and cost of product.
Cost of goods. So
yeah, cost of goods, I mean.
Yeah, so the difference is the cost of goods is what you have to buy to actually make your product. So if you're making t-shirts, like you had to buy the t-shirt blank, let's say, before you could print whatever your design is on a t-shirt, right? So the t-shirt cost would be your cost of goods. If it's food, the ingredients you have to get to make the food that your restaurant is going to sell will be cost of goods. Expenses are things that exist outside of making your product, right? So did you need a website? Did you need to pay rent somewhere? Did you need to pay for some kind of fee or license to operate? So those costs was not part of making your product. It's business costs. Did you need to buy a car? Did you need to anything else that you had to pay for to run the business is considered an expense.
Right, like the domain of a website, right?
Yep. All of those go under expenses. So this is just an example. Actually, let me see. Might have another screen. Well, this is a quick example. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Oh, perfect. Oh, sorry. I'm like sliding with two fingers on here, and it's so this is a quick example. And we're going to go into more detail in the advanced cohort. But a profit loss statement, you literally list things in different sections. They have the income section, and income, aka revenue, will be your top line number. Sorry. Trying to zoom in and allow you guys to see everything, but it's not working out that way. And the expenses we talked about, you would literally list them all out so that you could track it, right? You would subtract. The last point I was going to make was your total revenue or income. You would subtract your expenses from that to get what we call your net, which would be your profit or loss. So top line is your income or revenue, bottom line is your expenses, the total, and then you subtract your expenses from your income, and that determines if you were profitable or if you lost money. So at the end of the day, you might make some money, but you might incur more expenses sometimes, and now he's like, oh man, I'm negative on my business because maybe you made $200,000, but you had to, for whatever reason, you had expenses of $210,000, right? But ideally, you're making money. So in this example here, they had $120,200 in sales. They provided $55,000 of services, and they had some other income. And when they add up all their expenses, they had $60,157 left over. So they were profitable. So the profit loss statement is basically something that is the standard way of tracking your business performance. Are you profitable or are you losing money? And I'll close up by saying some businesses lose money in the beginning for a while until they actually can turn a profit. And that is kind of normal for most businesses. If you can start out making a profit, that is an excellent thing. Any questions, high level, profit loss, thoughts on the P&L, profit loss statement?
How does a business like go bankrupt? Like they just don't have enough money to run the business anymore?
So basically, if the business's expenses continue to supersede their income, then they're going to go bankrupt. Depending on how the business is started, sometimes you might start it with some loans from friends and family. Sometimes you might have saved up money. But either way, you start your business and then you have some kind of runway, right? So let's say friends and family came together and you got $10,000 to start your business and you used $5,000 to get your initial product out, right? So now you have $5,000 in cash left. You have some expenses and it's kind of a balancing act, right? Of selling your product or your service so that you can make more money consistently. And then the business is looking at, well, how many sales do I need to make a month to be profitable? Am I selling things at the right price? If I'm not selling, why am I not selling? Am I going to the right places, talking to the right people, right? So those are the things you try to figure out. But if nothing works out and you're not selling and you're paying expenses, eventually you just run out of money. Athos?
I had a question about scaling, so when you make a profit and loss statement, do you usually also subtract like the amount of money needed to scale your business? Because like for this example, if you're gaining like 177 million, but all your profit is 60,000, you still gotta like put some of that remaining money into like making your business better, right? Like making your business bigger.
So the scaling is separate from the P&L. The profit loss just shows you what you made or lost, and then you would have a different you'd have some other tools to plan, like how would you scale your business now. But you're definitely right in the thought process of saying, yeah, if I make a profit, some of that has to go towards scaling the business. And we go deeper into that in the advanced cohort, but essentially it comes down to how you price your service or product. Are you pricing it right to where you make enough money to save some and reinvest it into your business and pay yourself? Or do you need to adjust your price? Or it might come down to how much sales you're making per month. If you're only making 10 and you need to make 20, let's say, right, that all impacts your scale. So, but you definitely questions on the right track. And Miss C, yes, we could drop in the Mentimeter for post class, but great questions. You guys are definitely on it. I see some current entrepreneurs in the house. It's a great foundation here. All right, let me get my Mentimeter up. What I did my see you guys already got started. All right, and I will share just so it's up too. All right, so you all got the entrepreneur. We just talked about it. So what the P&L stand for? It kind of helps that we ended on that, right? What is revenue?
Guarantee you see swoops back in a blue text in your group chat. Native North, get my crew next. Plus supply with the crew next.
Right, all right. Some characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. This one's open. You don't necessarily have to do only the ones in my slide, but go ahead and list some. If you have any new ones that you displayed today, or your favorite one, drop a few on here.
Still working harder than they for applause. Still out to make Jesus famous, of course. Still got the bangers that aim at the cross. Stick to that goal like I'm playing lacrosse. Want me to change for what? I'm still the same, so what? Y'all chasing fame, grow up. Make sure his name go up. Want me to change for what? I'm still the same, so what? Y'all chasing fame, grow up. I make sure his name go up. Still saying Breonna Taylor forever. Still ain't forgot that them cops ain't arrested. System ain't built for my people, that's facts. With all of that, I still wanna be black. I read a comment from racists and laugh. Ain't got no tutor, but I'm from the schooler. Not acting hard from behind your computer. If you know reverse ain't your kind of maneuver. Couldn't back it up on your best day. Okay, that's enough for the essay. All of the words in your message. Living in the spread, the message.
Awesome.
All of that talking, that ain't cheap. You get no.
What is the value proposition canvas?
But only 3. I'm flawed, I'm really forgiving and free. Want me to change for what? I'm still the same, so what? Y'all chasing fame, grow up. Make sure his name go up. Want me to change for what? I'm still the same, so what? Y'all chasing fame, grow up. I make sure his name go up.
All right. It was the one focus on service, product, and ensuring a product or service is aligned with customer value. Now, I will say, ultimately, if you get the framework right and it's aligned with customer values, it technically can help business generate cash flow. But that's kind of like a byproduct of putting everything together well. But the product or service alignment is the thing with the value proposition canvas. All right. Thank you, everybody. The survey link is in the chat. I know we ran right up to 8 o'clock tonight. I think we all had fun though, right? go ahead and click the survey link in the chat and complete that. Once you're done with the survey, drop a D in the chat and you're free to go. Of course, if you have any questions, we do have 30 additional minutes where we'll stay on. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Dominique. Sure, you can ask. If you have a drink, you can type it or you could come off mute, whichever is preferable.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
So I wanted to know, just so we could put it in our calendar, is there going to be like I use Canva, right? And I put in there a link that's going to be, you know how in Zoom you could create a meeting link and it'll be for like certain days, maybe like once a week or once a month, whatever the case may be. Just so we could put it in our calendar. Or is it going to be the same Zoom link all the time?
It's the same Zoom link. It's the same one.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So if you save this one, you'll be good.
I'm trying to get my son to speak up because he's asking me questions and I'm like, I don't know, you need to ask. But he's a little shy.
Was that Michael?
Right.
You gotta come off already? No, he's here.
He wanted to know because he thought he was going to meet up, and I said, "Oh no, it's going to be on Zoom."
I mean, we meet up out not for the cohort, but we do have the summer Rock the Block, and we have the gala at the end of the year. But yeah, for the courses right now, they're virtual.
Okay. You said Rock the Block?
Yeah, that's in the summer.
We also do. Hi, Miss Dominique. How are you?
I'm doing well, on yourself. Thank you.
I'm doing well. I'm Rosie McCamry. And yeah, so we do a lot during or throughout the year as well. We also have. JR, can you turn that music down just a little bit?
All right.
Okay. We also have some college tours that we do. We do 2 HBCU college tours, one in the summer, one in the fall. So once the scholars sign up for S.O.A.R, our motto is once S.O.A R, always S.O.A.R. So they're always, what's the word? Jeez. Welcome. There you go. They're always welcome to come and participate in anything that we have going on. We are in Roselle. I understand you guys are further down South Jersey. So whenever you all, would like to come up and participate in any of the events, we have an event coming up in June. We call it the Keeping It Cool and Classy. It's a fashion/talent show that we do over here at the community center. And we're going to try to get all of our scholars involved in some way, form, or fashion. No pun intended. But yeah, so we always have things going on. We have a lot of volunteer, opportunities for the scholars to get involved in. So, he might be shy now, but once he gets out of his shell, we think he'll do just fine. We also have international internships. We have 2 coming up this year. I understand that you were referred by Melissa Stubblefield, who happens to be my sister. Hi. So yeah, we have 2 internships coming up as well. So we do a lot. We do a lot. So this portion of our program and what we offer is online, but a lot of what we do is also, we have a lot of what we do on in person as well. And so, yeah, just stay up with us. If you have if you have Instagram, Facebook.
Okay, hold on, let me go on Instagram real quick.
Yeah, you can check us out on at Let's Soar NJ. Follow us there because we're always updating anything that we're doing. We have a Women's History Month event coming up. It's virtual. It's our virtual networking event that we have coming up this coming Monday, the 25th. No, next Monday. What's today? Yes, next Monday, the 25th. No,
next Monday.
Well, this coming Monday. No, this coming Monday. Yeah. I'm like, wait, what day is it? Oh my goodness, this month is like literally flying by. But next Monday, we have our virtual networking event, and we have some amazing panelists who will be talking about business, from their perspective, women soaring in business. So we welcome you to join or participate in that. And then, like I said, we have a lot of things going on throughout the year that your son is welcome to participate in. Any of our scholars, any scholar who's on the line right now, please feel free to, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, follow us LinkedIn, wherever we are, so that you can stay abreast. We mentioned a lot of this during the orientation, which I'm, obviously you weren't able to attend, but you can always check the video out as well. We always post the videos on our website once the classes are over. So yeah, and you can always reach out to us directly if you have any questions about the schedule. And when we send out the email, we didn't do it this time just because of the time of the email, but when we send out the email, we generally send out the schedule with the email as well.
Okay. Now, what's the Facebook? Because I went on Instagram and I followed.
Yeah, I saw tax questions. You're fast. Yes.
Oh, no, that's automated.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
No, okay, Dominique Dredden. I see you.
Yes.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, it's I think yours is automated too.
Yeah, if you send us a message, it comes up and automated. Yep. So with the Facebook, it's our actual name. So S.O.A.R Hospitality and Travel, just without the dots. So if you look up S.O.A.R Hospitality and Travel, you'll find us on Facebook. And you can also, actually, if you click on the I think it's a quick link on our Instagram that links to the Facebook as well.
Okay.
Yeah, if you look on there, I think we have some quick links on there.
What'd you say about next week, Monday? You said something about female something. Because I was trying to look
if you look at our Instagram page right now, you'll see it says Women Soaring in Business. Okay. That's our that's our first virtual networking event for the year. And that's happening this coming Monday. It's from 7 to 8:30.
Okay.
You can register for that. Registration is open. For that, it's virtual. So, and we have a lot of fun doing that event.
Okay.
So we try to cater to all. We love the youth, but we also love people in and around our communities. We say our community is wherever there's a need. And so, yeah. Awesome. Stay up with us. We got a lot going on, so definitely.
Yep, so Melissa, all she do is talk about you.
Yeah,
and she was like, you got to get Michael in it. She was like, he's always, because I said something one day about I had to renew his passport. And she was like, I'm telling you, Michael likes flying and you need to get him. And I was like, really? And every time I kept saying I was going to do the application, I got sidetracked. And she was like, I think I saw her the other day and Andrew said something to me. She's like, he was like, I thought you were signing Michael up. I said, oh my gosh, I forgot all about it. I was like, I should sit there if he could still join.
Yeah. Can we stop the recording? I'm sorry. I didn't want to.
Oh, I forgot to. Sorry.
Yeah.
Real quick, Athos had a question.